Guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and this is a monthly message for the sign of Gemini. So guys, this is for October 2019. However, keep in mind that time is fluid, as well as October. The veil is thin, my friends, and one of the things I heard, and I was, again, strongly guided as soon as I clicked play here, was to say, you know, I'm hearing like moving beyond illusions, seeing through the shadow side, and also seeing through in between the fold, seeing through the veil. Right now, spirit is close. There is truth at hand, and be very discerning as well right now on, you know, making sure that your guides and your spirit guides, you are asking for them to be for your highest good, and being discerning with the messages that you receive, as well as knowing that you do have an active point and an active free will in your life. So it's still up to you guys with this message. If it's for you, awesome. If it's not, go about your day, disregard it, take whatever you felt was for you and how it applies to your situation. But it's still up to you on, you know, how you would integrate whatever messages come through and the steps you take towards getting the fulfillment that you'd want to see, right? So Geminis, let's see what we have. When I was shuffling the Earth Magic Oracle, I got, and reflections at the bottom, seeing through dualities, I got, yeah, karma came up. So what I want to start off with before we go into the tarot is just a message from the Past Life Oracle by Doreen Virtue, to see something that could help us move through some of the karma that we may be experiencing. It could also be like, what are we seeing through the fold? What are we getting information on? If this is past life, or I'm hearing like visitors and family and loved ones that have passed on. If there's messages from the spirit realm, this may also show from that. That's my intention. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to ask Archangel Michael, Metatron, and Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, and Michael. I already said Michael twice, so he wants to be here, but they want to be here right now. Ascended Master Jesus as well, Mary Magdalene. What is the message for Gemini? Please use me as the clearest channel possible, as well as I'll ask my team of light to join me. Going to be guarded, guided, blessed, and protected throughout this reading. And any of you guys who would ask for it, just know that if you do want your angels and guides for your life, and to give you that information, I'm looking light because it's right here, just ask that they're here, okay? They need you to take that moment to plunge. So, food and hunger, baby, at the bottom. I'm going to keep them here though. But some of this, I'm hearing like, what is your soul hungry for as well? But ships was the first one that came out. So there could have been a past life on a ship, as well as baby and hunger came out there. I'm being guided down to thinking there could have been something where you're fleeing by ship. One of the things I was hearing is like with the baby and the hunger on those ships, a lot of times there was children born on ships, there was children who didn't make it through those ships, fleeing to a new world, dropping everything that you have to go to the new world, to pioneer a new way. And it's like whatever led the situation to flee, whatever persecution, inquisition, you know, whatever the situation may be. I'm thinking and I'm hearing like Holocaust, you know, loading the kids and everybody up on ships to save you, to get out of there. And with the baby and the hunger, a lot of times, and this may just be for one person, but these ships can be a pretty hard place. So I'm going to read the message that it comes in the book for ships, not the persecution, baby, or hunger. I feel like our souls could be hungry, and this could be just hungry for change. It's time to set sails and move forward bravely into the new world without fear of persecution, without fear of hunger. But this could also be like moving bravely also makes us question sometimes, can I do this? Can I take care of my responsibilities? Can I put food in their bellies and a roof over their heads? What are the things that are our priorities right now? And I feel like moving past the persecutions is important. And when I opened up, it's Atlantis is here too. So Atlantis could be another finances, like at the bottom. Atlantis could also be another time where you know, there's a significant past life issue or a significant lesson that can be learned there as well. And I feel like one of the things before I read this is with Atlantis is just how powerful our minds are. And when we're connected to source and spirit, and knowing that you can move past persecution. And I feel like if you're experiencing the financial issues, food, hunger, babies, you know, all these things, to really look at it with resourcefulness and with our ancestors, the knowledge that our ancestors have. And some of this could be writing the karmic debts of our ancestors who fled war to come over here. My great-grandmother was a war bride. You know, she married a Canadian soldier and she was from England, and she fled and she came here. People move around a lot from war-torn places, and there's even within that, I feel like dropping everything to go somewhere, having financial issues, this really builds us though. And when we can forge ourselves in that fire, when we can move past this persecution, when we can still keep moving. I'm hearing like even you think the people in Great Depression, war times on ships when things were scarce, they did what they had to do to survive, but there's also mourning and loss is what I'm hearing in this. And I'm actually, before I read this, I'm going to pull an Earth Magic, and then I'm going to read that. Oh, 3 fell out. Okay, there. Ships. So it opened me up exactly where we needed to be. So if anything I said triggered you, I apologize, but use it. Use it for your empowered vulnerability. Where did it hit you on your energy centers? What did it bring up for you? What feelings did it invoke for you? How can you use this in conscious awareness moving forward? And dealing with these kinds of things, or when we release these kinds of ancestral memories or things that have been traveled and held onto, traumas through bloodlines, we really can release that karma and start anew. So this is important. Anything that comes through this, just keep an open mind, you know, how you feel it sits for you. Your prior lifetimes spent on ships bring this card to you today. As a former sailor, crew member, or ship passenger, you've had experiences at sea that have exerted an influence on the situation you're inquiring about. You probably already have a sense of the type of life you had aboard these ships. The question now becomes how your experiences have affected your present life. Negative reactions such as fears and phobias, or positive reactions such as longings to travel or special affinity for the ocean, all may have arisen in prior lifetimes. So one exercise is think about getting on a cruise ship, see how you feel about it. Got a little anxiety? How you feel about Titanic, right? But as well, I'm feeling like as well, this is, you're in capsize as well with the ship on the water. This massive thing is just floating on here. So there could also be medicine here and learning balance to be able to float upon the emotions and not capsize. Right? That there could have been persecution for capsizing in the past and not keeping afloat. And when things are hard, you know, food, hunger, money, baby, that kind of stuff shows up. Those things are hard, right? And this is where it's like, but you can make it through and you can push through. Your ancestors did. And it takes that wise thinking, right? That wise thinking and paying close attention to how you spend your money and how you use your resources and what do you have, you know, just down to the basics. So, got a few things here. Definitely with karma as well being one of the things that it came out in DNA, you have ancestors, generations. This is how I was kind of feeling. You are healing generational trauma, healing things that have been passed down, and it's time to stop it. To say, no. I can see how them 3rd generation, somebody coming over, how could this have affected my life? Those kinds of things. But there's generations here. Could be definitely as well. Speak to the family members you have. Speak to your older family members. Ask them what they know. Really open up dialogue on that, on how was it for you? How did it make you feel? Help them as well work through the things that they need to speak about that maybe they just have never. Because oftentimes as well, the traumas and the hardships and everything, that it takes so much time that you will push through. But you think about the Great Depression. We'll push through. Everybody's hungry. You're on this ship. We'll push through. This takes incredible faith. But when times in life is hard, you don't have time to decompress the issue. It's just more and more this constant, this is what life is like. We have a little bit easier life now for the most part. We're not doing the same amount of work just to feed ourselves and clothe ourselves and keep ourselves warm as was needed and required of maybe our great-grandparents or even our grandparents, or some of us. Keeping warm is hard work. We cut our own wood. You need to make sure that you have enough. But these are, again, things on where can I skimp. Got a wood stove? Hey, saves a lot of money on oil. But anyway, I digress. This ancestors, what is it that you can learn? This snake as well here. This is our karma, our DNA, and movements along the path. As well as snake could be a significant totem for some of you. But we have the shaman here. Same with, what is that medicine? They shed their skin to grow and change. You've got the shaman here with volatility and the green man. So could even be masculine energy or energy where it's right there. Rather than having it bubble up and blow up to the surface if there's something that needs to be worked out on, or if there's been blow-ups in the past, now is really the time to bring healing to it and come with ancestral wisdom, ancestral knowledge. And I'm feeling like from a divine masculine point of energy, as in everything being interconnected in our action space and moving through this with passion. If it means that to heal something you gotta blow shit up, unfortunately, I apologize for my words, but I'm feeling like if you gotta blow shit up to blow shit up, maybe that's going to bring a lot of healing, because we hold on to things, and sometimes when we speak about it and we have these blow-ups, when maybe we don't act always in the ways that we want to, and we end up with karmic implications of our actions. There's a lot of information to learn here, though, and that's working through our karmic lessons. So having patience and faith is very, very important, but also work through times where I'm hearing as well stress levels, how potentially we saw other people exude their stress because of financial issues, persecution, all these kinds of things, how we witness the reactions of the people who are forefront in our lives at a young age that imprints us. So this could also be actively and passionately moving to release those imprints, move past the persecution and the reactions that you may find yourself having at times, and go, that's not me here. Okay, the shaman, healing ancient wisdom. And this, I also heard, just for a minute, I'm going to find you the shaman. And see, there's one. Okay. The deep, compassionate eyes of this Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. He has witnessed visions, spirits, suffering, and joy, and knows that everything that exists has spirit's intentionality behind it. Able to travel beyond the veil of ordinary reality, the shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what his human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore its balance. Balance equals healing. He lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and even greater mystery of life. He works with spirit helpers, including his ancestral spirits, to help him in his service to the people of Earth Mother, providing a liaison between the spiritual and physical worlds. Charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so first by always tending to the spiritual wound, the source of an illness. These healing powers have been passed along over the millennium from the ancient ones who knew the healing and curative powers of spirit. An illness, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, stem from an illness of spirit. It may be due to soul loss, psychic intrusions, ancestral karma, or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing to the manifest condition for which you seek. So, whatever it is that you need to do to heal this, if it is causing some sort of spiritual intrusion, manifesting as illness, however it is,